Did you know there's an antidote to pressure? Now, in case you didn't hear me, there is an antidote to pressure. Yeah, there's a way to actually buffer yourself against the effects of what pressure does to you. Those moments where you have to deliver, right? We've covered this before in several blogs. When you absolutely must show up and everyone's counting on you, or you're counting on you, how do you make sure that the pressure doesn't get to you, that you don't choke under that moment? Well, the secret formula here, or the antidote, is you need to actually affirm your value. And you go, wait a minute, that sounds like positive thinking. No, it's not necessarily positive thinking, but it's affirming your value. It's different. It comes from the research, from the positive psychology research. Now, what does that mean? Those departments at like Harvard and Stanford, where they have departments looking at how to help you function optimally. One of the ways to do that is to affirm your value. So there's a study that was done where they had two groups of participants, and they both are going to go into this task. It's a pressure-inducing task where the pressure's on and they're putting pressure on them on purpose to see how they hold up, right? Well, in one half of the group, they said, before you do your task, what I want you to do is affirm your value. What do you see valuable about yourself? Okay, so they would say, okay, I have kids, I have a home, I have a job, you know what, I'm in pretty good shape, I got friends, I'm a pretty good cook. Like, it was whatever that person thought was valuable to them, they were to write down, affirming their own value. The other group, well, they didn't get to do that. They did nothing. They just sat in the pressure. Okay, so what happens? At the end of the study, as you can imagine, the group that didn't affirm their value had terrible results. The pressure got to them and they totally were awful. The group that did affirm their value, focusing what they were good at, what they liked about themselves, what they really appreciated about themselves, they made fewer mistakes. Understand that. Also, when they did make a mistake, they bounced back quicker. How do they know that? They put electrodes on their brains and they could see the part of your brain that recognizes the mistakes didn't fire up anywhere near as much as those in the other side of the study. So I'm saying to you is, by affirming your value before you go into a pressure situation, it actually helps you reduce your errors. It actually helps you bounce back when it does happen too. You don't get caught up in the story feeling bad for yourself. Other part of this too, the psychologists recognize that when you affirm your own value, it builds up your ego strength. Not making you cocky or want to brag or bravado, nothing like that. The idea is that it helps you buffer against stress. It builds up your tolerance to stress. In other words, it builds up your tolerance to pressure by getting on this, affirming how good you are. I know I have great friends, I have great family, I have, a great job, I have a great spouse or a partner, I like to read, I have a good library. Whatever you really feel valuable about you helps you make less mistakes, helps you bounce back faster from mistakes, and it helps you buffer yourself or antidote against pressure. Now, here's another funny thing. It also helps if you have friends or teams, or you're a leader or a parent, and you affirm the value of those around you. It helps them too. So if you're a leader watching this, or you're part of a team, and you're talking to your colleagues or to your team, you say, hey, listen, you start finding value in them, guess what happens? It helps them make less mistakes. Indirectly, it helps them to bounce back faster. It helps to build up their ego strength. It helps to buffer them against pressure. So now your team's feeling the same thing, even though you're doing it for them. If you got kids, it's the exact same thing. As you affirm the value of your children, of your kids, all of a sudden now, you're building up their ego strength, and they start making less mistakes, and they bounce back from mistakes faster because you're affirming the value in them. So the message here is not about positive thinking and hugging trees and all this baseless positive thinking. The idea here is the positive psychology movement, the study of what makes your brain work better, how to antidote against pressure, is to affirm your own value. Take 1-2 minutes a day every day and just notice, what do you really appreciate about you? And as you do that, you'll handle mistakes easier, you'll bounce back from them faster, and you'll have that inoculation against pressure going forward. If you do that, you will find a way to win. See you in the next one. Hey there, thanks for stopping by and thanks for watching. Listen, if this video really resonated with you, make sure you subscribe to my channel to get the latest updates on how to find a way to win and really perform well under pressure. And for an even deeper dive on the training, go by my website, calvinstrong.com. I promise your time will not be wasted. All the best, until next time.